These are the 8 best reasons for homesteading according to the internet, or more precisely ChatGPT. But are they really true? Coming from a homestead family myself, I will now give you my take on the reasons and if they really make homesteading worth it. First, let's ask ChatGPT. After writing this simple question, I got an AI generated answer of the apparently 8 best reasons for homesteading. Let's start with number 8, environmental benefits. Homesteading helps you reduce your carbon footprint by growing your food locally and using eco-friendly techniques like composting, permaculture, or rainwater harvesting. It is also common to use renewable energies like solar, wind, or hydropower. On our homestead, we use many sustainable practices like pasture raising most of our meat, or also composting, like I mentioned. And that is certainly better for the environment than, for example, eating beef from South America. Of course, one person cannot make that much of a difference, but it is still a small change and you have to start somewhere, right? Of course, for every person who is homesteading, the reasons why they do it will always be slightly different. But for me personally, I would rank environmental benefits at fifth place. The next reason to be homesteading are stronger family and community bonds. Therefore, homesteading should encourage teamwork and shared responsibilities and build connections with like minded individuals in the homesteading community. And also, skills and knowledge might be passed down to future generations. While it is true that through our family having a homestead, I have made connections to other people through the topic of homesteading, this is not as important for me personally because I'm a very introverted person. I feel that this might be a more important reason for very extroverted persons, but personally, this would be no reason for which I would just start homesteading. Therefore, my personal rating for stronger family and community bonds would be at sixth place. Let's continue with number 6, freedom and personal satisfaction. This means that you get to live by your own rules and in your own timing on your homestead. You get to experience the pride and fulfillment of building and maintaining that self sustaining lifestyle that you want. And you also get to develop problem solving skills and express your creativity through hands on work. I think feeling fulfillment in whatever you do is very important if you want to do it on the long term and if you want it to be sustainable. And homesteading seems to be very fulfilling. I even heard that there once was a study done which suggests that farmers are the happiest people of all professions. So that has to mean something, right? For me, this is the most important reason that I have found on this list, so I'm going to put it first place. Now going on to number 5, preparedness and security. Homesteading makes you less affected by economic downturns, food shortages, and supply chain issues. You will have access to homegrown food and renewable resources in case of emergency and there's nothing else available. And you apparently also gain valuable life skills. While it is true that you are more self sustaining when producing most of your own food, you would really have to be a hardcore homesteader if you don't want to be affected by economy, shortages, and supply chain issues at all. And if security is the main reason that you homestead, then I have the feeling that your homestead might be only built on the fear of emergencies, of shortages, and economic issues. So, yes, being more prepared than the average person is a very good thing about homesteading, but just doing it out of fear of emergencies seems very stressful for you in the long term, and that's why I personally rated preparedness and security at last place. On fourth place, we have connection to nature. This means that you can live in harmony with your land, you are able to enjoy the beauty of the rural landscapes of wildlife and fresh air, and you can also develop more appreciation for sustainability and environmental responsibility. This is less of a practical thing, but more a personal one. The connection to nature might help you feel more fulfillment in the work that you do every day on your homestead, which will then have a positive impact on every other aspect of your life as well. Therefore, my personal rating for this one is third place. Next on the list, at third place, is financial freedom. Homesteading helps you reducing your grocery and utility bills by producing your own food and energy. And you can also potentially earn some income by selling your surplus produce like eggs, honey, meat, vegetables, or handmade goods. And your overall living expenses might also be lower compared to urban life. So, this picture painted by the internet seems very nice, but the reality is that's simply not true. My parents still have to pay off the loan for our house, and they will probably be done with that in like 30 years or something. So, until then, financial freedom is kinda out of the way. Also, kind of the difference between a homestead and a farm is that on a farm, you should have financial freedom because then that is your profession and your way of making money. But a homestead is most of the time just because you yourself want to have produce with higher quality, so higher quality meat, eggs, milk, vegetables, and everything. And then sometimes you are even willing to put more effort and more money into producing those high quality goods than just simply buying them from the grocery store. So, yes, financial freedom is a good ultimate goal to have, and it is definitely possible, but I just think it is very hard. So, don't be discouraged if you start homesteading and find that financial freedom is not the reality. So I put this in seventh place because it is simply not reality for us right now. So there would be no reason to listing this as a top reason for homesteading when it's not possible for us right now. In second place is healthier lifestyle. You are able to eat fresh, organic and non-GMO produce from your own homestead. You can this way avoid harmful additives, pesticides, and processed foods, and you can also engage in physical labor on your homestead, which then promotes fitness and your mental well being. If you pick any item in a grocery store and you look at the list of ingredients on the back, then you will probably find a very long list, and half of the ingredients you don't even know what they are. Now, I am not a health professional, but I'm sure that so many of these additives in highly processed foods are, first of all, unnecessary, and second of all, not good for our body. Even if in 20 years we find out, oh, okay, they are not dangerous, by avoiding them, we will certainly not do anything wrong. And what I kind of mentioned before is that the food that you produce yourself is not only a lot healthier, but it will also have way higher quality. So, being able to live this healthy lifestyle by homesteading is actually one of my top reasons for why I would be homesteading, and I put it in second place. And the first reason that ChatGPT gave me for homesteading is self sufficiency and independence. You are able to grow your own food, raise livestock, and generate your own energy. And this way, you then can reduce your reliance on grocery stores and commercial supply chains. And you can also gain skills like gardening, food preservation, and animal husbandry. Now, this sounds a little like preparedness and security, but I think there's a major difference. And it is the self sufficiency and independence is not built on fear of emergencies, but it is simply to a little reduce your reliance on the economy and this way get more self sufficient. For me, I put this in fourth place. And I think it's also important to mention that although you probably won't be able to have 100% independence on your homestead, you still have in the areas where you are independent, for example, eggs, you will have a lot higher quality, at least if you pay attention to that, than you can get from the grocery store. So it's like two in one. You have independence and you have higher quality products, which is a win for me. So, to conclude, I would say these are some pretty good reasons why you should be homesteading, but of course, there are a lot more. And in the end, it comes down to ourselves, and we just have to ask ourselves, why do we want to do that? And what is my reason? Because this will look different for everyone, as well as a homestead itself will look different for everyone. And you don't have to follow like a guided path to get there. You can just do it what suits you best. And I think that is one of the best things of homesteading. Now I would like to know, what are your reasons? Why would you be homesteading? Do you have a big homestead or just a small one? Do you want to maybe start one and that is why you watch this video? So please just let me know in the comments, and then thanks for watching and until next time. Bye bye.